welcome to the Blue Line Metals Edge here for Wednesday, March 8th. I'm Phillip Streible, Chief Market Strategist at Blue Line Futures. If you haven't done so, check out our YouTube page here. Be sure to like and subscribe to our videos. Oliver's going to put out some great content here on the USDA report that came out a couple hours ago. A little bit of action here in some of those grain markets. So we also update and provide new commentary on a daily basis. Looking at the calendar of what came out here today, you had Fed Chairman Powell. He concluded that two-day testimony here amongst Congress and that Senate Banking Committee, and basically he came out with a lot of hawkish rhetoric, and he continued. He tried to backpedal. It looked like earlier in the discussion, and then he reaffirmed his hawkishness towards the end, and that's kind of what put this seesaw action in the markets here today. So we did have also Beige Book come out, and tomorrow we're going to have a few things. We're going to have those challenger cuts, the unemployment claims, and then on Friday this is going to be an event-filled week. We've got the non-farm payroll data coming out and the unemployment rate. We need the jobs outlook to really simmer, but that Beige Book just came out and it said that they expect employment to be tight. A lot of competition for jobs out there, and people are actively searching. So getting into it here, here's the U.S. dollar index extending a small gain on today's session. Here's your 200-day moving average. You can see that it is coming back up into that overbought territory. It's continuing to show that the bull market is still alive. You got the DMI plus and the minus. They crossed over a while back, and you can see that since then it's been kind of a steady rise on the dollar. It's impacted most of the currencies. You got the Swiss franc flat, the yen breaking down a bit, the euro currency weakening. If it breaks much more below this 105 on the front month, if you're long, we might have to exit on that. The Bank of Canada, they came out. They kept interest rates at 4.5%, and it really just weakened it up. I think that they're just rolling over and dying as far as fighting inflation. We're seeing some similar action in the British pound. And getting into the metals here, gold, right at that kind of this pocket support against that previous low, right around 1818, down to about 1785, where the 200-day moving average is coming in at. So we'll see what happens. That was a big consolidation zone for quite a while, and I expect it to do the same. Now, the way it looks is that the way the Fed is so aggressive, they're saying that the inflationary data keeps the terminal rate right around 5.65%. And it's going to result in the Fed's going to make this policy mistake. They're going to end up over-tightening the market, and they're going to have to backtrack once the recession's here. And they really are trying to engineer a recession by over-tightening. So it's not helping out anything here as far as metals is concerned. You got silver selling off. You got platinum staging a small recovery. I did write down a note that it said about 22% of all the new cars in China are EV vehicles. So these are the new cars that are produced and sold in China, all being electric vehicles. That is going to help out that copper and also that platinum market. You can see here copper pushing its way back on up. So if we get this disconnect where copper could break out over 410, we might see silver being pulled back up with it. So keep our fingers crossed there. 10-year notes and bonds are both flat. Bonds looking a little bit better. The long end of the curve is pretty well anchored. You getting in some of these softs. You got cotton going sideways. Cocoa backing off here. Could be a small head and shoulders pattern developing there. Sugar continues to remain strong right around that 6-year high. Coffee market backing off. It's got a 1-week low right now. It's selling off with some of the currencies, and then you got natural gas rolling back over. It could sell off back down to its contract lows. And then here's where you had some action. Beans failed on the breakout to the upside. I saw that, the data came out. It was a little bit below the expectations at the moment. So, it firmed it up. But I think that a lot of that was baked in the cake at the moment. Corn prices are rolling over, and the same thing with wheat at the moment. So if you have any questions, futures option trading, give me a call, 312-858-7303. Remember, futures and option trading does involve risk of loss, may not be suitable to all investors. Good luck, good trade.